Avengers Assemble! Today we are looking at the Hasbro Avengers 3 3/4" figure line, and this is figure number 12, Cosmic Spear Loki. Was that just a little overly dramatic? I think it kind of was. But anyway, we've come to the end of Series 1, 2, whatever it is, of the Avengers 3 3/4" figure line. I can't say it's been a fun journey, but it's been a journey. And here we are looking at the first real bad guy of the movie, Loki. Loki comes with a ridiculous accessory that is this spear-a-majig. You can take this part and push it up and the little bat wings come out. Really do feel like this is a rejected Batman accessory. It's got some detail on it. It's just really lame. It really is. But Loki also comes with his real accessory, his spear from the movie. Now, this one looks a little oversized, I believe. I've seen this movie twice so far, and I still can't really tell. But I think the spear actually will change lengths throughout the movie. I think it actually kind of shrinks down to a more compact size and expands out to the full height. But either way, it seems a little long. It is cool looking, though. It's got the little hook blade that, you could poke people in the chest with. It's got the little blue energy thing in here. Now, I almost wonder if somebody didn't get the right note, because in the movie it looked like it was kind of more of an oval shape in here. And right now it actually looks more like a cube in there. And I was actually thinking before I saw the movie that this was supposed to be the Cosmic Cube. Which, if you bring in the one that came with Red Skull and put it next to it, it's obviously way too small. But I was really wondering if they were going to go that route with it, but they didn't, leaving us with a slightly misshapen orb in the middle there. It does have some cool detailing on it, but it could have used a little more paint, I think. Even though it is all supposed to be gold, there's not really a lot to bring out the detail, and some black work on it would have been really nice to bring out those little cracks and crevices in it. This Loki figure for me is bittersweet in a way, because he's kind of like the figure that I never got. He is the helmeted Loki, which I never got from the Thor line, so I am really happy to get my hands on this guy. I guess right off the bat I like the design. I like the redesign on his costume, the different layers and the kind of jacket on the outside here and the inner layers per armor, per cloth. In the movie his shoulders were asymmetrical. It looks like they didn't quite pull that off in this costume version. But it's kind of a barely noticeable detail that you wouldn't really see in figure form anyway. They did a fantastic job on the facial likeness and the helmet itself. The helmet looks great, the horns look cool. Every single one of these I've seen has some paint issues around the head. The flesh tone on the face kind of bleeds onto the helmet or vice versa. But overall it is a fairly good effect. Down here we have his boots, which are pretty nicely done. His pants are kind of basic. Can't see any detail on the back of him because he has his cape on, but what a cape. The Thor one was pretty static and didn't really do anything, but this one's got some awesome looking motion to it. It really could have used some black paint wash like the Thor's could, but it's a really dynamic pose, which is really, really nice. In an ideal world, I could compare this figure to the helmeted Loki from the Thor line, but we have no such luck in this case. So I brought in the easier to get Loki. He's not really too much different. The face sculpt is pretty similar. This Loki has a hard time standing straight up, so I think they're pretty similar in height overall. The costumes are basically uncomparable because nothing's similar at all, but this Loki would blend in with his older counterpart. And I really do believe, not ever seeing the helmeted Loki, but I'm going to take a wild guess and say that this one and that one would go together, so your full set of 3 Lokis would probably be okay. For articulation, Loki is the first one of these figures, I think, to actually have much of a ball joint. He actually does get some up and down, still not a whole lot, but it's there, and he gets nice swivel in the head. Pin and socket shoulders, hindered both by the cape and the armor on it. It's a little hard to get it to go up. Bend and rotate at the elbow. Same old story through the chest and wrist and all that, nothing. Legs can go forward, out to the side with ease, swivel at the upper leg. Bend and swivel at the knee, and then nothing else. Overall, I have to say I like this figure. I think they did a good job on Loki. I almost want to say he's one of my favorites of the set. He's pretty darn cool. But I do have some major problems with them, which sucks. First and foremost, the articulation is still an issue with this figure. And it makes it even worse with the fact that he has this awesome sculpted cape with a lot of motion to it, but because you can't rotate the wrist, it actually makes it hard to hold the weapon in his hand without bumping into the cape, which is just annoying. Both hands should be open-handed, I think, not a fist on one side and an open hand on the other. He should be able to either hold the spear with two hands, or it'd be really cool if he could hold this cosmic cube. I mean, it came with the Red Skull, but it'd be really neat to have Loki able to pose with it, or to stick the Cosmic Cube with another character or something like that they're going to release at some other point, and to allow Loki to actually hold it like he did in the movie. That would have been really neat. His accessory is laughable and useless, but overall, I think I gotta give Loki a recommend, just on the fact that he's a pretty cool figure, and I've been craving that horn-helmeted Loki ever since it was supposed to come out with the Thor line that I never got, so kinda glad, one way or another, to get something similar to that. And just because this is the last of the 3 3/4 inch figures currently available, doesn't mean it's the end of the Avengers reviews by any means. I've been picking up some other ancillary little things just because I'm kind of drawn into super hype mode, if you couldn't tell by me dedicating months and months on this channel to reviewing all of these figures. And also, Wave 2 of the 3 3/4 inch line is coming soon, somewhere in the future, or Wave whatever it is. I don't know which Wave is technically 2. I think it's actually technically Wave 3, this being Wave 2 with the movie figures. There's also the Hasbro 6-inch figures that I must get my hands on, and some stuff coming from Diamond Select, and a bunch of other cool stuff. So definitely stay tuned as I continue to delve into the world of Avengers. But you know what, just for the heck of it, maybe now, and give it a little bit of a rest. Not quite as often with these videos, not a time frame to keep to, and maybe we'll go back to some other stuff too. It's been their Outside the Box review. Stay tuned.